it's a marriage of physical and digital. Yes, we have a digital banking license. Yes, we enable digitally, but more importantly, we want to connect physically. And I think that's the most appropriate model, especially for how social and how communicative, interactive Filipinos are. So what do the kiosks do? The kiosks are paired with ambassadors. So other than it being a physical manifestation of opening an account, no? You might want to call it a large mobile phone. Um, Pinoys actually approach it but don't interact with it. Um, the ambassadors are there to make them feel comfortable, to talk about it, to explain, and to guide them through the process of onboarding. Um, this allows a customer to be able to open an account in 5 minutes or less. And more importantly, the customer is able to receive their GoTime debit card from the machine. To most Pinoys who were previously unbanked and underbanked, physical manifestation of account itong card na ito. It's well designed. They want to touch it, to hold it. They post it on social media. So they have a connection to the account. You also ask, why kiosks in groceries? We're leveraging the number one, we're leveraging the ecosystem of Robinsons. The retail ecosystem uh, is spread all over the country. So we're talking about supermarkets, we're talking about malls, we're talking about department stores, and so on and so forth. Uh, so why are you placing the kiosks in the supermarkets? Banking to most of the uninitiated is a cold, hard um, transaction. In fact, very foreign to them. But when you bring it uh, to a venue where they're comfortable, they're relaxed, it becomes easy and relatable. Next is the supermarkets themselves, or all across the ecosystem. Our GoTime users can deposit and withdraw for free. Again, a concept that's alien to them when you start when the only concept of deposit and withdrawal to them is going inside a bank or a physical structure and doing the actual transaction. So you have deposits, withdrawals, account opening, all done and enabled digitally, but helped with and facilitated by you. We acquire customers over three channels. Number one, you're talking about it already, the kiosks. Number two, digital or mobile, meaning download the app, etc. And number three, we have a channel called enterprise. You know? The kiosks account for two-thirds of the customers that are coming on board. And at 3.4 million already, you can do the math, and they account for two-thirds of that. It's not GoTime that purchased directly, no. So it's the shareholders of GoTime who purchased Savvy. To put that into perspective, it's the Time Group together with the Gokongwei Group that purchased. So why did they purchase, and why is it critical and important to us? So Savvy is the largest fintech lender, specifically B2B2C. No? Their products are really um, uh, what's this payroll lending products that are disbursed or availed of by employees of corporations. So we saw a synergy there two ways. Number one, uh, part of the bank's or a bank's business model is of course lending. While we get deposits, products that banks offer across the board include lending. No? In fact, GoTime launched um, a merchant lending product and an earned wage access product similar to payroll. No? We approach the same customers, in fact, no? The same corporations for payroll services or disbursements. Let's not call it na lang payroll. Let's call it disbursements. And huge synergy of being able to approach a corporation or an enterprise or a BPO and tell them, hey, uh, our services include payroll, and by the way, your employees can also avail loans. So it was a good marriage where you see that one complements the other. So I think the biggest number in terms of growth is 3.4 million users in less than 2 years of operation, and two-thirds of which were acquired through the kiosks. No? But that's just the tip of the iceberg, if you want to call it that. Uh, when we launched GoTime, the propositions that our customers found they fell in love with were high interest for regular savings, um, rewards, ease of use, no, ease of onboarding, um, and ease of onboarding. But that's table stakes, no? Parang basic banking product. Very recently, we started introducing lending to our small and medium scale enterprises. Then we also launched earned wage access, or a form of salary loan where employees can avail of um, a portion of their salary that they've already earned because they've worked X number of days. The equivalent salary for those days, pwede na rin nilang kunin. So these are innovative products that's now attached to basic deposit, then lending. Very recently, GoTime launched multi-currency time deposit. And one of those currencies right now is the US dollar. On the GoTime app, um, users can open up a USDTD account, um, simply move funds from their regular wallet into that USDT wallet and earn the interest accorded to either a 3-month or 6-month time deposit at about 3% or 3.5%. So these are the products that are there. What's in the pipeline? Um, Pending BSP approval, we're also looking to launch investments. I won't talk about the investments in a lot of detail, but suffice it to say that through the GoTime app, our users will now be able to explore or grow their money even further by tapping into the investments products of GoTime. Very near na rin, before the end of the year, GoTime will launch a more consumer-oriented lending product. We call that buy now, pay later, where consumers can pay for something and then split the payments over a fixed number of months. So those are the things that in the pipeline. GoTime's commitment is unlocking the financial potential of all Filipinos. Um, our move really is to simplify uh, the process, whether that's onboarding, whether that's transacting, payments, deposits, withdrawals. It's simplifying it so that everybody realizes that financial transactions don't have to be difficult. They can be had by anybody. Uh, the commitment is there, so I think that's what they can expect. No, as the app, as the bank grows, as the app evolves, one thing that we won't overlook is a couple of things. Number one is humans will always be behind it. What we like to talk about is the more digital a bank becomes, the more human we have to be. Whether that's through phygital banking through ambassadors and cashiers, or customer service where people can chat directly with a human. And then number two, keep it simple, make it beautiful. Uh, uh, um, Accord or extend banking services that were thought to be uh, accorded only to premium depositors, but enable it for everybody.